Hi, and welcome to Faith and Flower. I'm Robin. We have had cold, rainy weather here in central Texas, and now that it's cleared up and temperatures are back up in the 70s, we are happy to spend time outside. And so this morning we are off to the dog park after dropping off Peyton at work. Austin loves it. He gets to run around off leash, and we enjoy walking in the fresh air to start our day. Last week, when things were dreary and bleak outside, I was so happy to receive some new plants to brighten up things inside. I just discovered a company called easyplant who are sponsoring today's video. I'm so excited to tell you about them because they have solved my plant problems, and so I thought you might be interested in what they have to offer too. I chose 3 plants from their website that are perfect for our home. Our house is designed to reduce the amount of sunlight coming through our windows in order to keep things cool during our hot summers. So I was able to easily choose plants that thrive in low light. They also make it easy to find pet-friendly plants, if that's a concern, which I found so helpful. They have a 90-day guarantee and free online plant expert support should you run into any issues, which I think is great for those of us that can be a little bit plant challenged. And free shipping to your doorstep in protective packaging that keeps your plant safe and happy. easyplant has a huge variety of plants and pots with discounted collections that are curated by interior designers. This one is called Aglaonema Siam, and I was even able to choose the color and style of the pot, and this one comes with a stand. I love that it arrived with simple instructions and a link to more details about my plant and its care on their website, along with how to get their expert support if I need it. The best part is their innovative self-watering system. You only need to water once a month when the reservoir is empty. This is perfect for me because when we are traveling, I won't have to worry about my plants suffering while we are away. This system gives my plant exactly the right amount of water it needs and ensures that it's not going to be overwatered. I love plants. I think they are the perfect decor. They allow us to connect to nature, add beauty to our spaces, and even clean the air that we breathe. easyplant believes that everyone should be able to experience the joy of plants, green thumb or not, and so they take all of the guesswork out of maintaining plants, which is why I think they would make an amazing gift. You can shop my link in the description box and use my code for 10% off at easyplant. This parlor palm looks so cute on the shelf in our kitchen. I really love the navy blue pot that I chose, and I'm hoping that it won't mind the lack of direct light here. I'm still working on curating some art and a few other things to complete the decor in our living room, and I'm just taking my time doing that, but I think that these plants are really going to bring some life to this corner. in our homes is one of the most fun aspects of homemaking. Ironing, on the other hand, is something that used to feel like drudgery to me. But I found that if I set up my board here in the living room, I can enjoy ironing while listening to some music or watching TV. And today I'm going to enjoy the sunlight and my new plants. You might be noticing that I have a new iron. Unfortunately, my little steamer recently broke and I wasn't able to find a good replacement like it on Amazon. The prices of those have really gone up and the original one I had is no longer being made, so I chose this one. It had good reviews and it's definitely larger, but not too heavy. I'm enjoying all of the settings that it has, like the perfect temperature and steam level for my silks. I'll link it below, or you can find it in my Amazon store if you're in the market for a new iron too. Today I have two new recipes that I'm trying and I'm going to show you in today's video. The first one I actually made last week when it was cold and rainy, and I will show that after this one. Tonight I am going to be using this cookbook, Simple Comfort Step-by-Step Instant Pot Recipe Books. I think there are 3, or at least I've found 3. I bought the first one and then I found the other 2, including this one, at the library. And I'm going to be making potato leek soup in my Instant Pot. So these have been really great recipes so far. There was one fail for a Thai green curry that was too spicy hot to eat. But other than that, they've all been wonderful. So tonight I'm gonna make a potato leek soup. So Patrick loves that soup, and I have a recipe, but I thought it would be interesting to try his because it's in the Instant Pot, and so far they've been really good. But I am gonna make a few tweaks to it. I'm gonna leave out a couple of ingredients and substitute a couple of things, and I have links for both of the recipes that I'm gonna show you today, so check out the description box if you want all the details. But I'll take you through this one step by step as best I can. So the first thing I need to do is add butter, and the recipe calls for 4 tablespoons to the Instant Pot. And I'm gonna substitute ghee, which is just clarified butter. I don't have that much butter right now, and I do have this, so that's what I'm gonna use. And to that, I'm going to add the leeks, and it takes about 8 minutes to saute the leeks, and we're trying to crisp them up a little bit, and then we'll remove them from the Instant Pot and add them into the soup a little bit later. First things first, I need to trim up these leeks. These are actually already pre-trimmed from Trader Joe's. I love using these, and I've got 4 because they're a little on the small side. And basically, I just need to take them out of the package, cut them up, and give them a little bit of a rinse before I add them along with the ghee to the Instant Pot. I love these leeks that are already pre-trimmed from Trader Joe's. It cuts back on a little bit of the work, and usually they're fairly clean, but leeks grow in sand, and so lots of times there can be a lot of dirt in between the layers. These look really clean, but just to be on the safe side, because nobody wants to bite into dirt in their soup, I'm going to just cut them up, and then I'll show you how I wash them. So basically, after I slice them lengthwise, I just add them to a bowl, and then I'm gonna fill that with water, and usually the dirt will sort of sink to the bottom and the leeks float on top. It's as easy as that to clean them. Once the bowl is filled, I'm just going to kind of separate them a little bit in here and rub them between my fingers a bit, and just make sure if there is any dirt between the layers that it comes out and sinks to the bottom. I've just put my Instant Pot on the saute mode, and I have 4 tablespoons of ghee in here. Ghee is just clarified butter, so it's butter with the milk solids removed. So you can substitute that for butter, or you can substitute butter for ghee. It doesn't matter in this recipe. I just happen to have that on hand. And I'm going to use my strainer to strain the leeks and add those in. I'm gonna keep an eye on the leeks, but while they're cooking, I'm going to cut up these potatoes. This is a little bit different than what he calls for in the recipe, but I think these are gonna be fine, and I'm using fewer potatoes than the recipe calls for too, so we'll see how that works out. Those leeks smell really good. And now I'm gonna cut up about 3 or 4 slices of this thick cut bacon. You can use pancetta or bacon, and I'm gonna use bacon because that's what I have. This is a really nice thick cut one that I got from Costco, and I think it's gonna be so good in this soup. The leeks aren't really getting crispy, but they're starting to caramelize and smell really good. So I'm gonna give them a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna remove them from the Instant Pot. They are sticking a little bit at the bottom, so I'm really trying to keep stirring them so that they don't burn. And I think we'll be able to deglaze the pan after I take the leeks out, so we don't get that burn signal on the Instant Pot. So I've got all the leeks out. There's a little bit left in the bottom, but I think that's gonna be okay. We're gonna go ahead and add the next ingredients. So I'm putting in the bacon, along with the onion, and I just pre-chopped this onion and put it in the freezer. And I'm going to add the garlic. And as I let this cook, I'm going to scrape the bottom and get all these brown bits up from the leeks. The bacon, onions, and garlic have been cooking for about 5 minutes. And now I'm going to pour in some Marsala wine, which is a fortified wine. He calls for white wine, but I think this is going to be really good. I love Marsala wine. So I'm going to pour this in, deglaze the pan a little bit, and then add the chicken broth. It was really easy to deglaze the pan. This smells really good. I think the Marsala wine in there is going to be really, really good. And now I'm going to add the chicken broth. Now I'll put in the potatoes. I'm also adding 1.5 teaspoons of thyme and some black pepper. Now I'm going to set to pressure cook for 8 minutes. After the soup was finished, I did a natural release on the Instant Pot, and now I'm going to use my immersion blender to blend everything together. So I decided to blend it until it was creamy, but not completely smooth, so it's a little bit chunky. Now I'll add the cream, the leeks, some seasoned salt, and I have some green onions in place of the chives in the recipe. And I'm going to stir everything. And the recipe, you'll notice, calls for several different cheeses for this soup, but I want to keep it light, and I think it's going to be really delicious, really rich without the cheeses. I'm sure it's going to be delicious as the recipe is written, but I think my version is going to be really good too, and we're going to taste it here in a minute. I'm going to give it a little taste. It's really hot. Oh yeah, that's really good. And I don't think that the cheese is necessary at all, but if you like it cheesy, by all means, add the cheese. But this is really good, and I think Peyton and Patrick are going to love it. The soup I made in the Instant Pot last week was for New England clam chowder, and it was so amazing I had to share it with you. It was easy and quick, and I stuck closely to the recipe this time, except I omitted the celery because I didn't have any, and I added 2 codfish fillets. You'll find links for both recipes down in the description box, so if you want more details, you can find them there. Start by putting the butter in the Instant Pot and setting it on the saute mode. Add in the onions and celery if you have it and saute until softened. While that's cooking, I'll get the rest of the ingredients ready. I'm going to drain these 3 cans of chopped clams and reserve the juice. When the onions are translucent, stir in 3 tablespoons of flour. I'm using potato starch instead to make it gluten-free. That's my favorite for thickening soups, but you could also use cornstarch. Once it's had a couple of minutes to cook, add 2 cups of broth. I'm using chicken broth, but if you have clam or fish broth, that would be even better. Scrape the bottom of the pot to be sure nothing is sticking, and then stir in 1 tablespoon of cooking sherry and all the reserved clam juice, plus 2 bay leaves and the potatoes. I had to make do with bay leaf pieces. That looks like about 2. It's definitely time to buy some more. After giving it a stir, I placed 2 codfish fillets that were still frozen into the broth mixture. That's my little twist, and it turned out really good. Secure the lid, move the valve to the sealing position, and then pressure cook on high pressure for 5 minutes. When it's done, you can do a quick release. Put your Instant Pot back on the saute mode and add all of the clams, 1 cup of heavy cream, 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 1/4 teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning, and this is what I think really gives it that authentic flavor. Then stir until it starts to bubble and serve. I used my wooden spoon to break up the cod fillets into sort of bite-sized chunks and then stirred everything together to incorporate it all really well. Oh my goodness, was this delicious. We enjoyed it so much, and I hope you will too. Thank you so much for spending your time with me here today. I really appreciate it. Be sure to check out my link to easyplant in the description box. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already done so. We would love to have you join us here at Faith and Flour. Subscribing is absolutely free and easy. All you have to do is click on my picture. I'll see you here again on YouTube next Sunday. So until then, have a wonderful week.